Hello guys and welcome back to Ginge and See. How are you all doing? Thank you for joining today, and as it is International Whale Shark Day today, obviously we have to talk about that incredible animal, the largest fish in the ocean, the largest shark, and a favourite for many people to swim with. We're going to be talking all about the whale shark, so let's dive straight in. So the whale shark, Latin name Rhincodon typus, is in fact in the Erectolobiforms order, or the carpet sharks order, which is very interesting as the majority of carpet sharks are actually bottom dwelling, quite slow swimming sharks that eat crustaceans such as the zebra shark and the nurse shark, which is what makes the whale shark really quite unique, as obviously the whale shark is a very large pelagic filter feeding fish, which is really quite different from all of the other carpet sharks in that family. Now, as I said at the start, the whale shark is the biggest shark in the ocean and in fact the biggest fish in the ocean. Now, it's even thought the whale shark could be the largest fish to have ever existed on the planet. Now, a lot of people claim the megalodon to have been possibly larger than the whale shark, but most scientific predictions of the megalodon only reach up to a max of about 18 meters, and the longest recorded confirmed length of a whale shark was actually 18.8 meters, and there's been many reports, although unconfirmed, of whale sharks being longer than even 20 meters long. So it's quite safe to say, even though the megalodon was a massive shark, it probably wasn't quite as big as the whale shark. Now, although whale sharks can grow to those massive sizes of over 18 meters, the majority of whale sharks only reach around 9 to 12 meters at maturity. And whale sharks are one of the three filter feeding sharks, along with the basking shark and the megamouth. Now, interestingly, the megamouth and the basking sharks are both lamniforms or mackerel shark, and as I mentioned earlier, the whale shark is a carpet shark. So this is proof of convergent evolution, where this filter feeding trait of these sharks actually evolved separately on different family trees. Now, even though the whale shark is the largest fish in the ocean, there's still a lot we don't know about this absolute giant. One of the things we really don't know much about is reproduction. All the information we know about reproduction really just comes from one pregnant female specimen that was found in the 90s that had over 300 pups in her uterus at that time. And interestingly, a lot of these pups were at different stages of development. So this shows evidence for the possibility that whale sharks can actually store sperm and fertilize eggs at different times, and therefore will be giving birth to the pups for a prolonged period of times when those pups are developed and ready to be born. Now, sightings of young or newborn whale sharks are extremely rare, but there have been a few around the world, and in fact the smallest whale shark ever found was only 38 centimeters long, which is really tiny considering how large they grow to and as an adult. Now, because of the very little information about baby whale sharks, there's no official nursery sites around the world for whale sharks. However, there are some predictions given where some of these baby whale sharks have turned up around the world. Now, another interesting fact about the whale sharks is the fact that most people think that whale sharks don't have teeth. Now, they're filter feeders, they swim around with their mouths open, and they have specialized gill rakers which filter through the water and capture all of the microscopic food that they eat, such as plankton and fish eggs and very small fish. However, they do in fact have very small teeth still lining their jaws, even though they don't have a purpose for feeding. Now, whale sharks can in fact have over 300 rows of teeth in their mouth at any one point, which means they could have over 1,000 teeth in their mouth at one time, and they will get through thousands and thousands of teeth in their lifetime. Now, interestingly, Rhincodon, which is the first part of their Latin name, actually loosely translated means rasp tooth. So they were actually named after their teeth, even though most people don't even think they actually have teeth in the first place. Another fact that makes whale sharks so incredibly unique is their thought that they may well be one of the deepest diving sharks. Now, they spend majority of their time up in the shallow waters of the ocean, which is where their food is, the fish eggs, the plankton and the small fish. This is where all their food lives, so they spend a lot of time feeding in these shallow waters. But actually, research has shown that whale sharks do dive to very deep depths, and the deepest depth ever recorded for a whale shark was actually over 1,800 meters deep. Now, again, like I said at the start, a lot is not known about whale sharks, and scientists still don't actually know the purpose of these incredibly deep dives. Now, whale shark tourism is obviously a very large chunk of the shark tourism industry around the world, and has many positives as it gives value to these sharks being alive and has helped create protected areas and protection for these sharks in many countries around the world. However, there are still many problems with the whale shark tourism industry, such as feeding the sharks and changing their behavior, also overcrowding and stressing of sharks, and even the touching and riding of whale sharks occasionally, which you see in videos on Facebook and stuff, which is just appalling. So although whale shark tourism definitely can have a positive impact on the whale sharks as a species, it needs to be done in the right way with proper regulations and the authorities making sure that the sharks do not suffer and are not impacted negatively by this tourism industry. So my advice to you is to go and swim with some whale sharks in the wild. They are amazing animals. It is such a unique experience to be able to swim with these huge, slow swimming, peaceful, gentle giants, and it really is once in a lifetime opportunity. So I would recommend anyone, if you have the chance, go and do it. However, before you do this, you must do your research and make sure the tour operator you're going with is respecting the health and regulations around the whale sharks. How you can do this is check the tour operator's website. They should be stating the regulations, how far away you should be keeping from the whale sharks, how many people they allow in the water, and conservation status and information about the whale sharks. This is a really good sign that they obviously care about the whale sharks' conservation and education, and therefore should be quite strict on the rules. Another way you can do is looking at the reviews, see what people say about these companies, see if the comments are saying that they really feel like these companies care about the whale sharks, or possibly even if they're still positive reviews, they could still be saying, you know, a positive review saying that they loved holding on to the whale shark and swimming along with it. Now, hopefully you wouldn't read that, but obviously a positive review still might not mean that they are focusing on conservation. So make sure you critically read the reviews and ensure you're going with a company that is ethically looking after the sharks and conservation and the local community as well. Another thing you can check is if that tour operator is linked with a conservation organization or a research institute. Usually this is a really good sign, as these guys will be much stricter and are really going to be looking out for the welfare of the animals, but this isn't always an absolute given, so still you need to make sure you're doing your research, checking what's actually happening at these places, and you are positively supporting the whale sharks' survival and population. So go and swim with whale sharks. Make sure you're doing it with an ethical and good company, and then you know that you are having an experience of a lifetime while also positively impacting the survival of such an incredible shark species. So I really hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. If you got some value out of it and learned something, then please do give it a like, give me a comment on what species you want to learn about next, and don't forget to click the subscribe button to continue learning about shark species, sharks in general, and marine conservation. But thanks so much for joining today, guys, and I'll see you at the next one.